Why am I nervous? Like, this is actually terrifying. My question is, visually wise, is it really annoying to have this here? Because theoretically, I need this to be really close to me while I do this. Because if not, then it's just kind of, it's just weird if there's not a microphone in the situation. I guess this is my really chaotic introduction to Rooted and Wild. This is my new podcast. Saying those words out loud make me feel physically sick. So, two things straight off the bat. I am going to try my best to not say or use a word that doesn't need to be there, but it's like a slow, I just did it. It's a slower way of trying to figure out what to say. So be mindful that I am trying my best not to say he, ha, but welcome. I recently renamed the salon. Actually, I recently gave the salon its first name. I've had the business nearly 3 years and I didn't have a name for it at all. It was very much just my name, HKC Studios, Heck and Callum. When people would be like, "Oh, where do you work?" and I was like, "Myself." I didn't have a name. And finally, after coming back from America to do my tight coat artisan this coming, when did I go? March. I just said, And I came back and realized that I had lost all reasons of why I was doing what I was doing. It was coming from a point of proving people wrong. If you don't know who I am, hey, I'm Callum. Nice to meet you. I get so much hate online on a daily basis, and it can be from anything from looks to me touching black hair to me doing something that may be unconventional or something that people haven't seen from a white person. And I know that a lot of it isn't to do with race, but equally, like, there's enough substantial things that I see targeted towards me to know that there must be a little bit about race in that as well. So, anyway, the salon's name is River and Roots Hair Studio. And the whole idea behind that was the curly hair world ebbs and flows of whether you have a good day, a bad day, you like it, you don't like it. But the one thing that never changes is the root cause of where your hair comes from, and that's your ancestors. And I particularly wanted to make it your, not our, because white people ain't doing shit. Like, what do we give anyone apart from trauma? You know? I really don't like being a British white person because we don't have anything to offer. And when I look back at like the history of white people, what do you give? What did you give us? What did you give the planet? Nothing. You just took from everyone. What is that about? So it was rooted in your culture, not mine, and your history, and embracing who you are through your hair, your journey of self-love and development. And as a hairdresser, I think that it's really important we see that we aren't just these people that cut hair and create these amazing shapes and colors. We are people that literally lift souls from a dark place. There are so many times where you are able to give someone an extra step in life, and there is so much emotion behind that. And if you're not an empath, then I don't even think you're a hairdresser because that is totally every reason. That is everything that you are needed. Also, my dog is here, so if you start hearing pitty patty pops, that's why. No, we're not gonna bark, love. Thank you. It's okay. There's no one here. So, yeah, that is where I'm at. That's where this is at. And Rooted and Wild, I can't lie to you, was not just me. I didn't make that up. I explained to ChatGPT what I wanted out of a podcast, what I'm here for, and it helped me come up with this. However, I do want to just explain to you exactly what the podcast is going to be about. And I think I don't want to just be in a bracket of being a hairdresser. I want to broaden my horizon, as they say. So the podcast consists of life, whether that be mine or someone else's, unlearning and relearning, a lot of science, a lot of emotion, hair, history, culture, and many more things. But the key part of this is being open-minded to learning something new, hearing something new or different, because I don't think there's much that is new these days. It's just the same thing repeated in a different way. And to give a little bit of a positive, I hate that word, a more positive space or safe space, as you will, because I feel like this last couple of years, everyone has used authentic, safe space, inclusion as marketing words, and that's not what they should be. They should be something that is based on truly being what they mean. It's like powerful words that are just being tossed around for the sake of being tossed around, and that's not okay. Also, I'm looking at this camera like I should have shaved my head before I started this because I just look bald. And for those of you that aren't listening on YouTube, I am filming this, so if you want to go onto YouTube and watch it, be my guest. But if you don't want to, also fine. Just imagine a large horseshoe on the top of my head that has no hair growing. Also, please remember to drink some water today. I know that it's very cliche to say that water is very important. However, water is very important for you. So please drink it. If you need to add some squash, I used to do that too, but I'm trying not to anymore. So that's pretty much where I'm at, where this is at, where I want this to go. I don't know what the expectations of a podcast is. I can talk for the absolute world. I have many things to talk about. What I don't like is when I talk about things in the concept of just me. So I would really love to start opening this up to having other people in here. However, it's just finding time and finding people that want to be on a podcast and also on camera as well. Ultimately, again, my goals are to inspire, open up conversations about certain things, whether that be history, culture, unlearning and relearning certain things around hair, science, and really getting nitty gritty with emotions because we are losing everything that it is to be a human being. And I cannot exist in a world where that happens on my watch. So if this finds the people that are still human, I love you so much. And if it doesn't, then I'm sorry that I failed. I'm just hoping that it will. And I think manifesting, as the law of attraction said, is one of the most powerful things on the planet. So here's to growing this podcast, growing YouTube, growing Instagram, growing TikTok, growing all spaces where I can find my people, you can find your people, and hopefully this can become something really magical because I know in my little soul there is so much I have to give, and I am only just starting to get to give. So let's go. Topics wise, let's talk today. I haven't even introduced myself properly yet. So, hey, I'm Callum. Nice to meet you. I am a hairdresser by trade. I started hairdressing when I was 15. I'm now about to turn 25. I qualified as a hairdresser when I was 17. And I started doing curly hair when I was 20. I officially started doing curly hair properly when I was 2021, kind of October around that time. So I've been doing curly hair since then. It's 2025 now. And I recently went to America and did my tight curl certification with a brand called Cut It Kinky. And I learned so much about myself, about hair, the fundamentals of what it is to be an artist and an artisan, if you will. I think we get muddled up with all of these words like specialists. And to be honest, I have called my specialist for a really long time, but I didn't really know what qualifications do you have to become a specialist. I love hair. I love what I do, and I think that it's really important that we as hairdressers acknowledge that you can never stop learning. Same with human beings, to be fair. We evolve, we can change our opinions, we can add new things into our life. For those of you that do know who I am, I have been a non-leave-in, non-oil, non-butter person for pretty much my whole entire curl career. And it wasn't that I was against them altogether, but it was that I was against them in using them in wearing your hair natural. And I think as I've evolved and I've learned, I'm now using the term style with intention versus you can't use this or you shouldn't use this. Because who am I to tell anyone what they can and can't do with their own hair? Yes, as a professional, I can recommend certain things, but I shouldn't have to, or I shouldn't want to put someone in a place of, okay, if you want this, this is the only thing that you can use. So it's now styling with intention in my eyes. What are you looking for? How can we get what you're looking for? And then there's the unlearning of what hair should and shouldn't look like, and etc. etc. I digress because, as you can tell, I can talk. So that's where I'm at. I am really looking forward to where this is going. I'm very grateful to be able to do this. This is in my free time when I'm not working behind a chair. In regards to when these videos and podcasts come out, I will try to be very consistent. I am unmedicated ADHD, and I also run a very busy life, and I keep adding things on, and I'm not sure how consistent I can be. However, I really want to be consistent, so I hope we can make that happen. And who knows, in a couple of months' time, maybe we'll have some sponsors that will sponsor the podcast too. So I'm really looking forward to this. Thank you again. I hope you have a blessed day. It is currently 20 past 10 on Monday, the 21st of April. It's Bank Holiday Monday. And it's my birthday in 9 days. I'm going to New York with Kayla, who I work with. I'm really excited. I've never been to New York before, and I'm very grateful. So have a wonderful rest of the day. This was short and sweet because I just needed to get a feel for what's going on. And I know that there's going to be things I want to improve, and lighting and sound. So welcome, hello, have a great day. Goodbye. Love you. Peace out.